this is an announcement. Actually, you guys probably didn't know this, but for like a whole like throughout the whole school, I think I only had a teacher for 2 months. But I have a new teacher now, who's Ethiopian. So that reminded me of this one South Park episode where they made one on the Ethiopians, and this is how they talked. So I'm gonna do a what if like this. Ready? That was just something random, but yeah. I have no clue what this what if is, but I'm making it. So it's probably gonna be similar to what if Deku was born in a world called My Hero Adventures, which is pretty much gonna be a magical world. So in this world, the other than Beast, the Jubies and all that, are known as Kings of the Beast and all that. So in this world, there are monsters. Monsters are a manifestation of animals with quirks, creating Gekka Genkai sort of stuff. But only like one animal type can have like one power and all that. But yeah. So in this, Naruto is known as the Nine Tails Beast reincarnate. Instead of them being sealed, every time they have a short time limit on their lifespan, or no, they would be reincarnated every 100 years, starting from nobody knows, but they just appear with all 9 villages, if they have 9, I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I did watch Naruto. Actually, give me I'm dumb. Why did I say villages? I mean nations. Because if you guys didn't know, it was actually split up in nations which one would get the tail beast, but usually the tail beast would give into the hidden villages, which there's actually 31 villages in Naruto. Don't search it up, it's totally right. If it actually is right, I just plotted out a random number. But each one would get one. Konoha never automatically got the 9 tails every time, but Konoha has had 2 9 tails in the past. One of them was holded by Rino Shindo Maru. What was that? Rino was the first 9 tails ever recorded to be reincarnated. Rino had a special ability which caused him to be able to heal people. He was known as the 9 tails saint, or 9 tails god. Rino is a girl. That's the saint, yeah. I'm not sure if I'm using that word right, but I'm just using it. And then the next one was known as the 9 tails demon. But this one was the most known one, causing the Hidden Leaf Village to despise the 9 tails reincarnates. And whoever put this seal on them, there has been stories about the Sage of Sixth Path making a reincarnation jutsu on them. And this happened to be 100 years after that one. And the villages have finally figured out how to track. And this was October 10th, the day the 9 tails reincarnate was shown up. But the reincarnation went wrong, caused by a threat to the reincarnation. As soon as a baby is born, that's supposed to be an reincarnation, would have it be sealed in them. But since this person interrupted, known as Madara Chiha. Only select few know this, but because of this, the Nine Tails reincarnated had it wrong, and instead of having a natural wolf body or fox body, as rest of the reincarnates had, talking wolves it turned into a regular child with 9 tails spread from his back. The child would scream out, causing the wolf packs outside the hidden village to hear this, and they would feel the power of the 9 tails overpowering them. And that's whenever the whole village would be massacred by the chakra that is leaking out of the baby, instead of staying in like the rest of the reincarnates, killing most of the villages, the innocent people, and shinobi alike. And this is where it's known as the October 10th, the Day of Death. And on this day, this would cause this day to be known as the day. Oh crap. Okay. Now it is whenever they're trying to decide what they should do with this child or the reincarnate, they would say it must be one of those, the devil reincarnate. With the other side of the room, we don't know that. This has never happened before. With Hiruzen saying, "Shut up now!" With the leader of the Hyuga clan and the leader of the Sharingan clan sitting down. He would say that this never had happened before. So, our best option is to watch how this child grows up, and they'll assess who would have the child. The people who have been bearing, or most reincarnates of these tailed beasts or tailed monsters have been from the Uzumaki clan, because if a child is too weak when they're born, they would be killed in the process, losing their power from a country. This has happened in other countries before, losing their power and all that. That's why most reincarnates are from Senju or Uzumaki descent. There has never been a clan that had one with special abilities, only high chakra. And if you guys be like, but Senjus have one style, but they don't. That was just special to Hashirama. And only the Senjus, what they got from the Sage of Six Path, was called like the body of the Sage Six Path and all that. And one got the eye, one got the body and all that. But Naruto would grow up with Naruto having light blue eyes, 9 tails, with overwhelming chakra. But they have decided to put him under the care of the Uchihas, since the Uchihas have been talking about taking over the area because they think they can, because their power has been feared from the Senjus, one of the strongest clans in the Leaf Village ever have been. whenever they hand over him, it would be put under control of the family of Sasuke Uchiha, the leader, with two of the strongest Sharingan users, and maybe even the strongest in the clans. But whenever Naruto gets there, they have a child named Sasuke Uchiha. They would be raised there. Naruto would be raised there. With people really not liking Naruto for some reason. But outside the area, the person he calls father, which is not his father, doesn't really see him as a son. He doesn't even see his actual son, Sasuke, as one. He thinks of Itachi as one because he thinks of him so highly. That's whenever Naruto and Sasuke have been implanted in their minds that stronger will be a knowledge, stronger is better. Whoever the strongest won't be left behind and won't die. So they would train. With Naruto, of course, is selling quicker because of the Nine Tails. Or since he is the Nine Tails, literally. But he never has been told about his birthday from the third Hokage, thinking that he might research it and he might find out about the reincarnate. Nobody knows what happened to the reincarnate. They were saying that it must have died, so the Leaf Village in trouble and all that. But Naruto and them would train. Naruto is around 4. Why 4, you ask? Because he's probably way stronger than a normal kid, so this is where I'll start his battling days. So Naruto would be practiced with kunais right outside the village, which they don't really let anybody outside the village, but Uchihas have the privilege to do that and scout out because of all that. And so Naruto passed through because he is getting carried by one. But right outside the village are known as slime territory. Not too far away, but just right there. Naruto would be just practicing around, jumping in the air, spinning, throwing the kunais through the walls, and he used the same move that Itachi did, while Sasuke is in the village doing the same thing. But Naruto, a slime would jump at Naruto. This slime is known as a Inferno slime, is its name. It would jump at Naruto, and it would catch itself on fire, dashing towards it. Since this is Naruto, I need to amp up the monster's strength. And it would hit off of a tree, speeding towards Naruto, slamming into a rock, completely destroying it. Slimes in this have a stronger ability and stronger stay together strength, sort of. Like they won't die by just a simple stab or getting blown apart. Or it'd be harder to blow them apart. Naruto would of course jump back and throw kunais at it. The slime would be a big enough slime that the kunai can't go through it with his strength. It would go ahead and charge at Naruto, hitting him, completely destroying the side of his body. Naruto would scream out in pain, but it would start regenerating with a burst of chakra from his body in the shape of a fox would crowd over it, reforming itself. since he's using all of the Nine Tails chakra instead of just a little bit that seeks through to heal and all that, he would be like, his regeneration would be crazy strong and all that. So yeah, after he does this, the chakra from the slime would seep into the air. With Naruto knowing about this, this is like the way that they can't destroy all these monsters, is because they would go back to where they came from, known as the massive chakra of the bunny goddess, or more like a statue of it, they say. The story is about how they keep on getting reincarnated is that Sage's path mother was sealed inside a crystal, but she left part of her chakra into the world to curse it, and it turned into a statue, turning into her, and that's whenever the monsters came out. Since this, he would see that and he would stick out his hand, and this is whenever it would just go towards Naruto, going into him, and that would give Naruto a chakra nature of fire. Yes, it's going to be similar to the Deku one where he gains powers and all that, but I probably won't give him the same category of abilities and all that, but yeah. So, after this, Naruto would feel the influx of power. Not a large amount, but quite a bit. And this is Naruto's special ability from being a kind of defects from what he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be some kind of savior fox. Oh yeah, Naruto's tails don't always stick out. If you're wondering, how do nobody know that he's the, like, defect? It's because his tails are like the truth-seeking orbs. They can go away if he doesn't pour chakra in them. And I'll say this happened whenever he went to sleep, and they just never showed him to outside the village until he figured out to disappear them. So after this, Naruto would see what happened, and he would stick out his hand, creating a fireball. Naruto would throw this in the air a couple times, and he noticed it doesn't burn him. He would throw it, and it would start floating in the air, and it would kind of just hit the ground, sitting like a lantern. That's whenever he would turn on his tails, and he would extend them in front of him, turning on the fire, and all that, and he would turn it off with the one on the floor disappearing. And this is the first descent of Naruto. What's up, guys? Hope you like it. I turned off my fan in the middle of it, which, yeah. Hope you guys like it. I know this was actually on the top of my head. This is me going through my mind. But I hope you like it. Goodbye. Oh yeah, what should I call this? I'll probably come up with a weird name whenever I'm about to post these.